Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 29 of the Showbound podcast presented by Axel Watches. I'm your host, Michael Raskin, here with Ethan Cardwell. Cards, what's going on? I mean, another week in lockdown. What have you been doing?
Yeah, no, another day, another dollar. Kind of same thing on repeat. My weeks don't change too much, and it's getting a little bit repetitive for the fans. But actually, I got this thing at my cottage now. So it's a surfboard. It's called a Hydrofoil Surfboard, and you may have seen it on my Insta, Rask.
I saw
Just
it.
me eating shit. But no, it's really cool. We just got it. It's like so expensive too, a bit absurd for just like a surfboard. But the water was freezing. It was 45 degrees, like Fahrenheit, obviously, in the water this week. But we're just braving the cold, getting in there and trying to work on that. So like it's a surfboard, but like it has like a little fin on the bottom and it's like 2 feet long. So you're like 2 feet out of the water and you can like pump yourself. So it's pretty sick actually. So just a work in progress there for me. I guess I can keep everyone updated on my progress moving forward, and maybe once I master it, I'll do a live podcast while I'm surfing.
You gotta hold the mic and talking into
Yeah, hold the
while
mic,
you're
hold my
surfing.
camera, and pump at the same time.
Oh yeah, you'll be buzzing. That'd be hilarious.
How about you though, man? Like the weather's been nice, so what have you been saying?
Yeah, at least it's getting warmer now. I'm dialed into the school. I mean, I'm in full swing of school mode right now, and it's actually really hard, I'm not gonna lie, but I've so much time to focus on it, so doing that. And other than that, just like I've been playing lacrosse in the park. I like every day for a couple hours. I get my cardio in. I'll just do some hard laps while like I'll throw the ball and just like chase it like a dog.
You're like, hey Rask, a couple cradles, and you'll be like, throw it, go fetch Rask, fetch.
Yeah, I'm like, where is it?
Start running around, just get pucks deep though. That's what they taught you, and that's what you know. So that's what you got to do.
You know what though, man? Like this is what I've learned. Like I've been working out at home every day for this whole last year, and that's cool. I like the home workouts, but I've never really was getting the cardio in. So now that it's warm and I'm playing lacrosse and getting like a lot of running in on the field, I hate running now. I've just regular running without something to do. I used to do like cross country and stuff in high school and it was all right. Like I was running with people or whatever, but I can't run by myself. I actually hate it. But if I'm running and playing lacrosse or like actually doing something while I'm running, that's really fun. But do you find that with running? Like, are you a runner?
No,
Okay.
not at all, man. Like I don't do any sort of running, like at all.
Yeah.
So, obviously we've talked about it before. We have the Peloton here,
Yeah.
so
You love ripping the bike.
that's like and it gives me like a little bit of interaction like on the screen and stuff. So like I'm face to face, like so I'm doing the bike and I don't have to like run. Like it's so like taxing on your body too, like your knees and stuff. Like I've never been a huge believer in running. Um, I can get my cardio the same way in on a bike, but I oftentimes run the hill. So like short spurts of energy just for like power training and stuff. So like it's not fun, but it's a lot better than running a 8K run, which I don't know how people do. And my parents are insane because they're always doing it. But no, I'm totally with you there. Not a runner at all. And never believed in it. And I don't like it at all. Especially for hockey players though, man. Like if you think about it, like running doesn't like get your cardio in however you want, but like I feel like running's just taxing, like I said before, on the body, like your joints and stuff. And
Yeah.
I don't know, I think the bike is a better option. What do you think for hockey guys?
Yeah, I agree with that for hockey guys. And you see every NHL team, every junior team, whatever, everyone has the bike in the dressing room. Like there's always bikes there and it's for a reason. I actually love doing the bike too, but I don't have one here.
Well,
Um,
you don't see treadmills in locker rooms, like you
no, you
see
don't.
bikes. Exactly. So like it's more of a I think it's better for hockey players anyway.
Yeah, and bikes are so easy. You can set the resistance, you can simulate whatever terrain based on the resistance and all that. Like it makes a lot of sense.
Hmm.
Now, I mean, moving on, I just want to mention our guest this week. We got Brennan Othmann on, someone that it seemed like the fans were very excited about based on the amount of fan questions and kind of hype around when we announced him as our guest. But yeah, for those who don't know, he plays in the OHL and the Flint Firebirds, but played this last season in Switzerland because in the OHL season just got back from the U18s where he won gold. He's a top prospect for the upcoming NHL draft, so we'll get that over to him in a bit. But we should talk about the NHL playoffs. They got underway this week. Been really exciting so far with all the games, I mean, it's Monday as we record, but all the games so far have been 1-goal games. All of them except one have gone to overtime, and the one that didn't was a last minute goal that won it. So, like, what are your thoughts so far? Just personally, before I actually, even though I just sent it to you, but it's been, man, like every year you see playoffs and you know it's different, but this year feels way more intense than any other playoff year right off the bat.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's because maybe they played each other so many times throughout the year, these teams, and there's so much built up hate. And the playoffs, the refs let you play a little more, so they're just digging in. But like sick hockey, like these guys are running each other, which I love to see. Like I'm not a huge physicality guy, like when I play, but when you're watching and these guys are just putting each other into the front row, it's sick. And then to go along with that, the speed of the games and the skill and some of the goaltending we've seen has just been incredible. You look at the Vegas game, like just outstanding 1-0 game in overtime on a lucky bounce. Like Fleury would have had that. If it didn't hit that, it could have gone all night at 0-0. So we see that. That's just spectacular there. Penn's game, a lot of entertainment, a lot of goals being scored. Great goal by Paul Maria. And I saw he's the first guy to ever debut in the playoffs with a new team and score 2 goals. So a little history stat there. But no, that was a great game, great shot under the bar. And then you look at the best game of all, in my opinion, was the Florida game.
Yeah.
Like
Oh my God, what a series this is gonna be, dude.
It was nuts. The Floridian series. Like what was your thoughts on that game? Because I know we were texting each other throughout, being like, "Holy crap, this game is unbelievable."
Yeah, it was, man, first of all, like so physical off the bat. Also, the fans, man, even in Florida, it was in Florida that game, and the fans were loud, crazy. And I think that's another element of the playoffs because a lot of these teams up their capacity now, now that it's safe in those states that they're playing in. So just the fans make a big difference too, on top of the intensity of the game. And it was loud in that building. The teams definitely hate each other, like you said. And I don't know, man. That series is going 7 in my books. Like I'm gonna be watching every game, I think.
Oh yeah, like Tampa Cup champs, a little bit more experience on their team. I like that from them, but Florida's just so much grit. Like they're a great team that you see that 94 out there just working, like digging, being in guys' faces. Like they got Hornquist there, and not to mention Owen Tippett. What a night. 1-1 in his first NHL playoff game. Have a night, kid. So a little showbound bump for Tip. I can't remember what episode it was, but if you want to hear from a guy who's a 2-point per game NHL playoff star, episode 5, Rask says, find it. Yeah, I think it is too. That's definitely one that was very interesting and a great guy to hear 5. From. But no, other than that, and the Washington series, you got those guys. They were working, like they got a rookie goalie in net too, and they're playing for coach TJ Oshie's dad. And I think
see what happened with the goal. Like Craig Anderson came in Washington and played.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot about that too. Big Craig from the Ottawa Senators. Most people would know him from now a Caps goalie. I saw a funny picture of him, like an him morphed photo. It was pretty jokes, but that was another great game.
How about Ovi running bodies?
Oh, when he ran Krejci, man, like it was sick. Like there's so much intensity in the playoffs, and it just sparks my blood sitting here on my couch in my underwear watching. Like I'm just
in your Manscaped boxers, But you know what's crazy? Like how rare is it even for one of your high scoring guy, your stud, your offensive superstar to also be one of the most physical guys out there? Like that's a rare breed, man. You don't get that. You don't see it a lot.
Yeah, he's been a powerhouse, just a machine his whole career, and he's kind of showing off what he has here still in the playoffs, even as an older guy. But honestly, great start to the playoffs. Couldn't ask for much more. 3 out of 4 in OT. We got 3 games on the slate tonight. I know it's Monday, but let's have a little fun. Let's make 3 predictions for the games tonight. So first we got Boston, Washington. Who you got?
I'm going to go Washington tonight. Ovi scores in overtime and wins it.
Okay, I got the Bees tonight. Down 1-0. They need it. They needed to stay in the series, I think, for them. I
have Boston winning the series too.
Okay, so
I just think Washington wins it tonight.
Okay, I like that. Washington's a bit of a wagon after game 1 dog, and they come out with the win. Craig Anderson, whatnot. Blues, Colorado.
Man, what a series this is going to be. It's going to be physical, that's for sure. But Um, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go St. Louis tonight. I have Colorado winning. I actually have Colorado going to the Cup final and losing to the Leafs in my bracket, by the way. But I think St. Louis wins game one.
Okay. I like that actually. Like I'm just gonna go opposite as you. I think Colorado's too good. Didn't they win the President's Trophy?
Yeah,
Yeah, they did. Like they're nasty. I honestly was thinking St. Louis. If I was a betting man tonight, I would not touch that game because I'm scared of St. Louis. They have so much history. They
they're so
just won the
tough,
cup
man.
2 years ago. They're tough. They're big. They know how to play. So don't count them out tonight. And then our last game, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of this game. I'm not like, I haven't liked watching Nashville this year because there hasn't been a huge flashy guy in my opinion, like
Yeah,
they're a great team. Like they have a core, like for them to beat Dallas out of that last playoff spot this year is pretty impressive for the limited numbers that their star guys kind of put up. With Duchesne having a tough year, Johansson having a tough year, and like Roman Josi, a defenseman leading their team in points. But we got Nashville, a depth team, kind of relies on goaltending versus the Carolina Hurricanes, ran by a high-powered young offense in Aho and Svetch.
yeah. I mean, just it's hard to not pick Carolina in this series and game. Just seeing what they did in the regular season. I think I have Carolina in 5 in my bracket, so I'm gonna go Carolina wins tonight.
Yeah, I agree with you there. The only way Nashville hangs in my opinion, is if the big dogs step up. They're kind of sleepy in the regular season, so their big guys step up and play like they can, or they get some great goaltending. But I don't think they can win 4 games against Carolina, especially with Carolina having home ice advantage.
Yeah. Now we will send it over to Brennan Othmann, but before we do, I just want to say that there's breaking news, and this important PSA is brought to you by Manscaped.com. This is your pubic service announcement and the news you've all been waiting for. The Manscaped engineering team has confirmed that they've successfully created the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, which is now available for purchase in the USA and Canada. This new trimmer was just released only last week, and we are one of the first to get our hands on it and share the news. Join over 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. Get 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code Showbound on manscaped.com. I'm one of the first people to try the new 4.0, and I'm blown away by the performance, the craftsmanship, and details. They are next level. Their advanced ceramic blade and skin safe technology is so good that it almost seems as if Manscaped worked with Elon Musk's engineers to ensure your testes are as safe as possible. And actually, shout out Manscaped. I use it on my chest and stomach. Cards, you do that? Do you shave your chest?
I like the chetis sometimes, get a nice tan, have a little chetis, maybe wear a chain, look a bit gangstery. But
Your
no,
hairs are blonde though, so
no
you
man, no, I got the nice brown chetis going.
okay.
And for
Okay.
for the listeners, chetis is chest lettuce. So just an FYI.
Your cheddar is flowing in the wind while you're surfing on that thing 2 feet above the water, just buzzing the podcast out.
Oh yeah, I look like Poseidon.
Well, yeah, it works for me on my cheddar, which I like to keep tame. So, um, now what makes this trimmer different from all other trimmers? A new multi-function on-off switch can engage a travel lock, created for people who like to travel. The Lawnmower 4.0 gives you the ability to turn the 4000K LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave. I like to use the light on. The new trimmer even allows you to customize your trim all over through additional guard lengths with sizes 1 to 4. If anyone's using size 4, like that's just weird, I think. Like I don't know. Um looks wise, it's sleek with a two-tone matte and gloss finish and even features a hot foil stamped black chrome Manscaped logo. Show off that mower loud and proud. The optimized Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer is waterproof so you can groom in the shower and not have to worry about making a mess on the bathroom floor. Did I mention wireless charging, which is actually clutch? The Lawnmower 4.0's new wireless charging system uses electromagnetic induction, which can help battery length last longer. If you're still trimming your face with your ball trimmer, it's time to make some changes. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code SHOWBOUND at manscaped.com. No person wants to end up with pubes in their mouth, and your balls will thank you. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code SHOWBOUND at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. That's funny.
Yeah, good read. Good read.
Yeah, I only had one little slip up, but the listeners don't know because I'll edit it out. Now, I guess we should send it over to Brennan Othmann now.
All right, Otter, welcome to the pod. Super happy to have you on, bud.
Thank you.
So yeah, you just got back from Texas at the U18 World Championships. I guess you're rocking the Canadian flag in the background too. Still milking the gold medal, but how was the experience overall and the tournament?
Yeah, no, it was lots of fun. Hockey Canada always does a good job with that kind of stuff, and we had a pretty good team with lots of O guys. So it was lots of fun. Had to do so many COVID tests, which was brutal. But I mean, is what it is. But no, it was tons of fun.
Yeah, and I mean, going into this tournament, like Canada, you guys are obviously a nasty team, and for the circumstances, normally for the people who don't know, like the OHL's CHL in general is normally in playoffs, so like a lot of these guys like can't go. I mean, who knows if Flint would have made the playoffs? You would have been there, but no, it was a overall like a nasty team. You guys had a sick group there. So how about you yourself? How do you think you played and performed there?
Yeah, I thought I did pretty well. Played 7 games here, so I think I did pretty well myself, and put a good showcase on for myself and my future. And it was good to play with those OHL guys and some former teammates. So it was a good experience again.
Well, yeah, just you say former teammates. I mean, we'll get to it in a bit, but just going back to your minor hockey, that Don Mills team, like your entire team's in the OHL, just an absolutely stacked minor midget team. They're everywhere. So I'm sure a lot of those guys from minor hockey. But I wanted to ask just, in a year where there was no OHL, there was a lot more media attention on the U18s this year than normally. I think a lot of people were saying how scouts basically have to give a lot of weight to it because it's your only showing in North America type of thing. So how was the attention and how did it feel with a lot more eyes on you than maybe you expected?
Yeah, it was really good. We had the first exhibition game. We played Finland, and some of us thought there was just going to be a few scouts there, and it was completely empty. So we didn't know like what to expect. And then we go to Sweden, and 2 days later, and it's completely packed. Like all you see is black jackets, notebooks, people around the stands is ridiculous, and you can definitely see when you make a good play or when you look across, you're definitely writing down everything. So there's a little bit of pressure, but I think our guys, handled it the right way, and it was lots of fun, and it was good to show those, showcase yourself a little bit.
Yeah, and I know we were talking about it yesterday, but for the listeners who don't know, and Clarky was bringing it up too, but the head pat story. So, do you want to just tell us what went down with that, like in detail for the listeners to hear?
Yeah, so we started the second period, and Clarky's behind the net doing his thing back there, just keeping the guy off him, and then I just stretch up to the blue line, and he hits me, and we got Shaner filling through the middle there. And next thing you know, I get a Swedish dude just absolutely step up and like lay me out massive, like huge hit. And then I just feed it back to Shaner in the middle, and then Shaner snipes it, and I get up and I look over at the Swedish guy and just tap him on the head and just say thanks for the apple, and we kind of got a good kick out of it. So it was pretty funny.
Yeah, like one of the fan questions was, what did your coach say? Did he give you anything about that?
No, he just asked me if I was all right because it was a huge hit. So I was like, yeah, I'm good, man.
Yeah, I mean, you took your man over, and you can't leave Shane Wright open on a 2-on-1 like that. So yeah.
No,
One
no.
thing I also saw, you ran a guy too in that game because I was watching that game early on. You ran another guy, and I think that was before you got hit. You just dummied a guy by the net.
Yeah, in the first period, Edmondson, the guy's 6'5", like 220. He's got 5 inches on me and 25 pounds, 40 pounds on me. I'm like, holy shit, this guy's gonna kill me.
Yeah,
I
you
just
ended up
laid him
running
out.
him over. Looked good. It was a good clean hit too, and you murdered him. I was a bit shocked too because in the pregame show they were like, "Oh my god, this guy's a brick. Like he's so thick, he's so strong." And then you're just running him over out there, just making a mockery of him.
Yeah, exactly.
I wanted to ask, I mean, a lot of people kind of want to know too, that night after you win gold medal, like I know it's COVID and I know people are flying home and stuff, but what was the night like after? Did you guys have a party, or was it just kind of like get the flights going out of there?
Yeah, we couldn't really celebrate too much with COVID, but I mean, guys were in the hallways and we were just playing cards, and we were just running up and down the hallway basically. And with Hockey Canada, they make you fly the very next day. So our game was at like 7:30, and we didn't get out of the rink to 12:30, and then we had to go back to eat and have our daily meeting at the end. And our flight was at 7 o'clock in the morning. So all of us just basically just stayed up and just kind of had a good time in the hallway, and we're just talking and kind of remembering the tournament. And no one really slept that night at all. I think only one or two guys maybe napped for like 20 minutes. But I mean, we were just all in the hallway, just celebrating and playing cards and just talking basically.
Yeah, I mean, like you guys are in Texas too. That would have been a pretty cool place to be able to like go out and at least have like a team dinner or something after if it wasn't COVID or something like that to celebrate. But you know, I got to make the most of what it is. Gold medal's a gold medal. So
Exactly.
I'm just gonna send her back now to kind of minor hockey days. So for pretty much everyone knows, you were on that wagon of a Don Mills Flyers team in minor midget and played with guys like Brant Clark on my team there. And as you mentioned, Shane Wright as well. And you guys got back together there at the U18s. But just what was that year like for you playing on such a dominant team and playing with such high caliber players?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. We had an unbelievable team. Clarkie and Shannon are two pretty good players. I mean, they do pretty well for themselves, and playing with those guys on Don Mills was pretty special. I mean, they're definitely two top end talents, and we had some other guys, some pretty underrated guys on that team too. So I mean, I think we lost one game that year in overtime, and everything just seemed to go right for all of us, and it was just I think one of the best teams I think minor hockey's ever seen. I think in the G, and it was just a good team with a good group of guys.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And you guys how many guys did you have drafted that year? The whole team?
I think we had the whole team, but one guy. I think
That's tough luck for the one guy. Got to feel for
him. Then he went in the first round of the U18 draft out of Niagara, I think.
There you
go.
Who
was it?
But the next year later, Stevie Lee.
It was Stevie. I thought it was Stevie because I skate with him a little bit in the summer. He was playing in our 3-on-3 league. And actually, Rask, you got to hear this one. This guy's a warrior. Like, this guy's an animal, and he'll do anything for the boys. It's a 3-on-3 game. And it's like just for fun and everything. Our goalie's like in the corner, coughs one up. This guy lays out, slides in front of the net, soaks a slap shot off like the chest. And it's a 3-on-3 game. I'm like, everyone's like, Stevie, firing him up.
Damn, that's commitment for a 3-on-3, bro.
Yeah, no, that guy's classic.
That's sick. Yeah, what an absolutely insane team. And then even, heading into the OHL draft after that year, everyone kind of knew you're the top, like among the top picks. I think like, what was it? 3 out of the top 4 picks were from your team. Is that right?
Yeah, it was Shane, me, and then Clarkie to Barry at 4.
That's insane. Do you ever kind of chirp Clarkie still that you went higher than him in the O draft?
No, I don't even think I chirp about it too much. I think Clarkie's just got a couple of numbers up on me here, so I don't even think I talked to him too much about that.
Yeah,
we kind of just keep it low key and subtle.
So for your draft day, I mean, being that top pick, like, how'd you spend your draft day? I mean, what do you do? Did you were you out in Flint that day?
No, I went to Flint a few days before to get all my stuff because my sister had some volleyball and gymnastics down in Windsor that we kind of just stopped by. But that day we kind of just, Shaner, Clarkie, and I, and Lockhart at 3, we kind of just went all out after we got drafted, and we went out for lunch, and we just, we're sitting down there with our draft jerseys on and just talked about it, and we're excited for our first year. And the day at the OHL office is pretty intense. I mean, you got to go there and do all the media and get all this other stuff that you have to do. So it was pretty intense. It was long, and it was just a good day on that day. So it was good to celebrate with Clarkie and Strainer for sure.
Yeah. So I got an interesting question. I feel like you're going to take the cop out answer, but I mean, we've had a couple Flint guys on the podcast, and, Flint now has become, a really good organization, but they weren't always, necessarily the best organization. When you hear you're getting picked by Flint, what's going through your head, honestly? Like, are you a little maybe disappointed, or are you just like, whatever, this is gonna be nasty?
No, honestly, like, I honestly really do believe that like that year Flint shouldn't have picked second. I mean, they had a pretty good team there. I mean, Vierling was there that in his rookie year, and I mean, he's a pretty good player too, I think. And I don't think they should have picked back-to-back second overall. I think they were pretty good, but I went there and I said, it's actually a sick facility they got there. I mean, we're doing renovations on the rink, so the rink's going to look a little bit better this year. And we had a good older team, good guys, funny guys. So no, I wasn't too disappointed when I heard Flint was going to pick me.
Yeah, and you guys, like, obviously we've talked about a few guys that came on. Like, Flint's on the up and up, and same with SAG too. Like, they've both, like, 2 of those teams in Michigan kind of came from from the depths of the league, and now are kind of making a push. And you guys had a nasty team there before the league got shut down. What's over a year ago now, and a team that could have gone on a run for sure. So we're just going to kind of talk about that year a little bit. What did your off season look like heading into it after the OHL draft?
Yeah, after the OHL draft, you just work out hard and you skate a lot, and you try to do lots of skates, and you get excited with the visor on and stuff like that too. And you just have a good time, with your buddies, and you skate with all your buddies that got drafted. Try to skate with a few other guys on Flint. I tried to, at least, and try to meet a couple new guys. And a little bit shy going into your first year, when you're 16 and you're a tall, scrawny guy. And but it was a good time in the off season. And when I got to Flint, it was good too.
Yeah, can definitely relate to just getting out there, your first few skates with the visor. You feel like the man, and you're just looking at everyone. You're like, yeah, I've made it now. I'm in the O. Like, I'm the man around town. So that's definitely a good feeling. And then for you, how'd you find the adjustment into the O? Like your first few games or first little bit?
I felt good. I think the preseason and the regular season definitely different. Had a pretty good preseason. Got in a couple battles there with Cardsy and a couple of guys in Sag and in Flint and in Saginaw. So it was pretty funny, but I thought it was a good adjustment. It's a fast adjustment. It's definitely, guys are definitely bigger and scarier and stronger. And it was a good adjustment though, and quite enjoyed it. And now I can't believe I'm going into my second year, technically my third year, but I mean it's crazy, and it's going to be a good year there in Flint, and it was a good first year too.
Yeah, and I mean like you said, it is wild to think like you used to play 60 games ish, 50 something games, and all of a sudden you're a third year veteran and calling the shots there. But no, for the listeners too, like me and Otter got into it, and I think like a lot of guys, we were playing, what's that rink called? The Iceland Flint Ice. What's it called?
Like just the Ice Palace, I think it was just like a 100-seater rink.
It was packed, like fully packed, and it felt like a playoff game. Honestly, it was like everyone was screaming at everyone. Everyone was like, because Otter's a top pick, and all the boys on SAG wanted to intimidate him for the rest of the year. Like, we're gonna kill you, stuff like that to him. And sure enough, so like I was chiming in on the action, of course, and we were going at it, a couple slashes, couple hacks, and then he scored. I'm pretty sure you scored that game, and you were giving it to us. So then we were like, shit. Like we got to relax. Can't give it to him, or he'll shove it up our ass again.
Yeah, I remember it. I came down. I think you guys were all chirping me right before the third period started from the bench, and I came down, and McCourt threw 3 guys to me back door, and I just tapped it in, and kind of was just given to you guys going by the bench, and then later on in that period, I think it was right at the end of the game, I came down, and I don't know who I hit. It could have been Perfetti, honestly, and I hit him on the boards. And then right after that, I saw you, Webb, and like 2 other guys just come over right at me and just grilling me the whole time. Like I get Cardsy punching me in the face. I get Webby saying he's going to kill me next game in SAG. Keep my head up. I don't want to be playing anymore. And I'm like, go back to the bench. I just told my coach, don't bother putting me back on the ice. I'm going to die out here with these guys.
That was funny too, because I remember that. But then at near the end of the game, I think we gave each other a tap. We're like, no, like it's all fun and games. Like we're all good. So we ended up being civil for the rest of the season anyway. But we got some more stuff on your first year here a bit. How long did it take you to get your first goal?
I scored against you guys second game in SAG.
Oh, okay. Burn me again. I was probably -4 that.
Yeah, Cards. Did you get the dash on that one?
Oh man, actually one preseason game, we played in that little small rink, and then we played in SAG. I was actually -5 against them. I'm like, that's a good start. Like, I'm sure I'll be a top line player going into the season after going -4 early or -5. So just a debacle for me in preseason a bit. But we also got a question from Kepin. Kepin's probably one of our most valued fan questioners, and he's always chiming in stuff. So Cap has to say, ask him about his billets babysitter.
Yeah, so she just basically showed me a few things around the house. I didn't know what to do too much there, and she was taking care of the kids most nights and kind of just showed me cooking and cleaning and washing my clothes, and we're just good friends, and that's basically it.
So basically, yeah. So you basically had 2 billet moms, I guess, and you just an extra billet parent in there to kind of show you the ropes as a young 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, extra billet mom for sure. Now, actually, funny you mentioned the cooking thing. I did want to talk about, for listeners who don't know, you went to play in Switzerland this season with no OHL. How was like living on your own with no babysitter there and having to do your own cooking? Like, how'd that go?
No, honestly, I lived with the president of the team there.
No way.
So I had all my meals like prepared for me. I just had to microwave them and basically just go to the rink, come back home, and they were just all sitting there. So it was pretty good.
What was this house like? Was it a mansion?
Oh yeah, it was sick. Right on the side of a mountain with an infinity pool there and jacuzzi, hot tub. I mean, it was anything you want, he had, and it was pretty sweet. I mean, it was next level stuff in Switzerland.
I'm not even coming home at that point. I'm just packing up. I'm moving over to Switzerland for good.
Yeah,
There's no more OHL for me if I got that. Jeez.
Yeah.
yeah, seriously.
No, that's incredible. Now, do you have dual citizenship with Switzerland?
Yeah, my dad and my uncle played over there, so I have the dual pass, the golden ticket.
Okay, interesting. So I imagine you've been there before this year, right?
No, just my first. That was my first time ever in Switzerland.
Oh, really? So what was the culture like? Like, how off the ice, like, how was it over there?
Well, it was definitely different. I mean, I go over to Switzerland and I go to my first game. And I think it's like it's the Swiss league. It's professional because I bring a suit and everything, and I walk to the rink and or driving to the rink and I get fans yelling at me through my window, and I got my window down and I got fans screaming my name and like saying welcome and stuff like that. And I have a suit on and I get to the rink and I'm like one of the first ones there, and I get unchanged and everything, and I look at the door and the two other imports come in from Canada and they're wearing tracksuits, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? And they're like, oh yeah, like, sorry man, we didn't tell you, man, it's just tracksuits, like don't bother wearing a suit. So of course, me being the young 17-year-old, I wear a suit to the game, the only one wearing a suit. Never made that mistake again. And then the best is I go out for warm up and my first shot with my stick, I snap it, go get my backup stick, snap that one. I go in the room, have to tape up a new one. Boys are laughing. I'm like, what's so funny, boys? They go, we just like, cut your stick a little in half just so when you flex it, snaps on you. I'm like, wow.
That's unreal, man. I can't even
I was
believe
like,
that.
wow.
That's classic.
Oh
Yeah.
man, cards.
Not one, but two. Not one, but two.
Okay, yeah,
both my
two is
sticks.
kind of a dick move. Like one is funny, two is rude.
It was brutal. And then I had to climb up to our stick, like where our sticks are stored, and get a brand new stick, cut that, tape that up, late for the on ice starting lineup, late for that. So I didn't get to start. So it was brutal.
That's a
That's
debacle. Yo, but actually, funny enough, Rask, I did the exact same thing. Or me, Murr, and JT all did the same thing. We go in like we're dressed up nice. We got like
I was gonna ask
shirt.
you that how that was.
Yeah,
in
we
Sweden.
we got like great stuff on there. We got their dress shoes, dress pants, like collared shirt, blazers on. Like we're dialed in and we're feeling good. Like getting ready. We're like, okay, like all the boys are gonna be looking good. Sure enough, guys are showing up in jeans. I'm like, what is going on right now? Like this is a this is a gong show here. And they're like, yeah, no, like we just wear whatever we want. So I think that might just be a full on European thing because it seems pretty similar.
Is that
But
every league in Europe, you think, or like most?
I guess so. But one thing I wanted to ask Otter was, what about the COVID there? Like, were they serious about COVID?
Yeah, well, the whole of Switzerland was serious. The team wasn't so serious about that. We kind of laid a little bit. We kind of took our foot off the gas on the masks and stuff like that. But they weren't so serious about COVID on my team. But around Switzerland, they were for sure.
Yeah, and so when you went to like a store, you'd have to wear a mask. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to wear a mask. I got lucky. Like the first month I was there, all the restaurants and stores were open, so I kind of did a little bit of eating out there. And after that, it was completely closed till I left. It was honestly really bad. It was sad, honestly, just because like Switzerland's a tourist place to go, and you just couldn't do any of the things that you would want to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. Like any other stories from Switzerland, your time there on or off the ice?
No, I mean it's completely different. I mean, I don't know how it was like in Sweden, Cardsy, but I mean, like I go and I'm driving to the rink, and usually back in Flint, you're driving next to like McDonald's and houses, and then you pull into the rink and it's right there. And in Switzerland, I'm driving next to like a bunch of cows, and I smell manure going onto the rink. It's just an awful smell. And I pull up to the rink, you got fans there, and they're like cheering your name, asking for pictures with COVID and stuff like that. And I think that's the only difference that I thought. It was more like fans were more into it over there.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, it's also you're playing pro now too, but as far as the smell goes, isn't that the same smell as Flint?
No, I don't even know. It was cow crap. So I don't even know how to describe it. It was completely, it was brutal. Just every day you smell and it was awful.
I'm joking, Flint. I'm joking, Flint people. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, Rask, you're gonna be getting ripped by the Flint Mafia here soon. But
Yeah.
yeah. So this year, actually, crazy enough, your draft year, and everyone knows you're a highly touted prospect going into your second draft now, and stuff like that. So we're just gonna kind of go through the stuff. I know we haven't had a draft eligible guy on in a while, so so have you been checking the rankings at all, or seeing where you're keeping an eye on where you might be going or what position and stuff like that?
Yeah, I think I've talked to my agent a few times about that and just like teams that are interested and stuff like that. Lots of interviews kind of get really repetitive, but I mean, it has to be done. And I look at the rankings sometimes, not all the time. Like kind of just like the major ones, like the TSN ones. I just mainly look at those ones just whenever they come out. But I don't really like go on Google and search up like 2021 like NHL draft, like mock drafts and stuff like that. I think that's just a little bit excessive for me.
Yeah, those ones are pretty dust and a bit unreliable. So how have your meetings been with teams? Pretty
Pretty
good?
good. I think, yeah, right before this one, I had one with St. Louis and it was pretty, it was like 30, 40 minutes, they ask you the weird questions and all that stuff too. So it was kind of the first interview where I've gone past like 35 minutes, 40 minutes where they ask you like the weird questions and you kind of got to be smart and remember stuff they've talked about in the past. But that's pretty much it. I've had some good ones though in the past too.
What do you mean by weird questions? Like you got any that are funny enough to share?
I don't know. They just ask you like personal stuff like about you and like just things that you've done and like are planning to do in your life and like if you've gotten involved with others like crime stuff, like if all that stuff too. And it's just like absolutely not. Like I don't think I've gone out and gotten involved with the law at all. I mean, it was just like I mean, that's not really a weird question, but that's just like a question. It's like out in the open, like obviously you're gonna say no to that one. And there's a few other ones that have been like that too, but I mean, it's just like so many personal questions.
Did they ask about the babysitter too?
No, like they always ask if I have a girlfriend, and I'm like, no, I'm good, boys. I don't have a girlfriend.
Yeah, no, I found that was actually a common question too. Yeah, do you have a girlfriend? And you have to go through a bunch of stuff in that. And I know we were talking about like weird questions and stuff. Have you ever to do the Islanders quiz or questionnaire yet? The sit down one where you write it?
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like with the Islanders, my first one was right before U18s, and I get an email, and there's like four other guys on it with me too, and we're over a Zoom call, and I get two other buddies. One guy from Flint was on there with me, and then another guy from London. And I log in. I thought it was like a one-on-one thing, like with a scout. And next thing you know, they just said like, okay, like, here's a piece of paper with questions. Write down all your answers. And I was on there for like 35 minutes trying to write down answers with two other prospects just staring at me when I was writing it down. So it was a bit odd with that. But no, I did those ones for a while.
Yeah, and then so were there any in-person meetings when you're at the U18s, or did they kind of keep you guys away from the scouts?
None. We weren't allowed to talk to anyone. No media, nothing.
That's wild, actually.
Yeah.
Actually, going back to that, didn't you you got to wear an A for a few games at the tournament too, right?
Just one game when Shaner was out. I heard him.
Yeah, smart, eh? Just take him out.
Yeah, off the draw, he goes, I'm gonna win it back to walk in and shoot it. I'm like, okay. And sure enough, he wins it back. I hit him right on his boot, goes out of play. He goes, same thing. Next play again, go win the draw, get it to me. He deflects it right off the net. He goes, okay, one more time. I get it again, win it off the netting again. Coach changes. I'm like, yeah, don't ever win the draw back to me again, Shane. I'm never hitting the net there from there.
just pack it in. No, I don't want to shot from there anymore.
No.
Did you see that picture of Shane after you guys won? Like, I don't know how to describe it, with the trophy and like all the water being poured on.
Water.
That's one of the most legendary pictures I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was nasty. Sure enough, Clarky came up with the idea with me. Looks over at me, says, "Get a bunch of water balls and just dump it on Shane." I'm like, "Okay, Clarky, of course you come up with this."
Clarky's always up to some sort of like tomfoolery going on. That guy's like a little rat, and he'll just pop out and something spewing.
Yeah,
exactly.
So like, What's your off season looking like now? Kind of now that you're here, you're done hockey, I assume for the until next season. With the draft and all that. What are you working on?
Yeah, well, I mean, I have to quarantine here for 2 weeks because Canada has to make us do a whole bunch of things before you're allowed to go leave your house, and just working out and trying to skate twice a week, 3 times a week if I can, and if I can get ice, and then work out the 6-7 times a week with my trainer at his house, and that's pretty much it. And then hopefully get drafted there on the 23rd of July or 24th, and then see where it goes from there.
Is the draft in person this year? Is this public stuff?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, that sucks. I mean, it is what it is, but
brutal.
At least you can have a little party thing with your family. Maybe you and Cards, since you guys live close, you guys can both have a draft party. You might both go first round.
Yeah, probably. I third. I was going first overall, but I don't know. I'll have. They'll fly me out right away after the draft.
I mean, we can take it into some fan questions. Like we have a lot of them to get to. So I was saying to Cards, this might be the most fan questions we've ever gotten of any guest. So,
really,
it was I think a very highly anticipated interview here. So, I mean, the main one, like a million people asked this one, is what stick do you use and what specs?
I use the true stick, the true one that just come out, like the Project X one. I just have like a P92 and a P28, like kind of a mixed curve with that. It's basically just an 80 flex stick.
One of the questions, I wrote it down. Let me find it. Was someone asked, "How are you sponsored by True?" That was just a question. How are you sponsored by True?
I don't know. They just kind of maybe wanted a player to kind of just test out their sticks, and I said I like them. They just offered me a contract. Maybe I don't deserve it, but I mean, I don't know. I'm doing pretty well with the sticks and skates right now, I think.
And in Flint, there's no stick deal, right? Like anyone can rock any stick they want.
Anything. You can have any stick you want. You can have a Sherwood if you go with that thing. But yeah, you can go anything you want.
Interesting. And then, I mean, keeping it with the stick question, someone said, "How do you tape your stick and what color?"
Just black, heel to toe.
Okay. Oh yeah, here's another one from Kep actually.
Oh God.
Kep says, "Why did you switch from CCM to Warrior mid-game in Kitchener?"
I don't know why I switched it, and then I just switched it, and I think we had a power play the very next shift, and I said, you know what, just give me the Warrior. I haven't been doing well with CCM. I can't get a one-timer off with this, and sure enough, McCourt gives me a perfect pass, and I just tee one up, and I just blow it past Ingum there, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to use Warrior from now on, and then other than that, the rest of the season couldn't take another one-timer with the Warrior, so I gassed that and went back to CCM.
Okay.
Now you're full-time True guy, and honestly though, like I love the True sticks too, because Barry's kind of gone True, so they sent me some sticks to like try out as well, the Project X, and they're actually nasty too and super light.
Yeah, I use the Barry Trues too.
Yeah, humble brag, Rask.
I get free sticks from Nate Allenson, not a big deal.
Otter's got the bracelet on too, giving True another little bump there.
Yeah, seriously, a little sponsorship wherever I go. Gotta represent.
Hey, you know what would look good with that bracelet Cards? Just a quick little Axel watch, I think would look nice on that wrist.
Yeah, for sure. AX_Showbound for the listeners who want to go buy at axelwatch.com.
Yeah, 15% off. Now, someone asked, let's see if you can get this right. Who's the best road roomie?
Roomie. What was that, Kepin again?
No,
I don't know who it was. I think my best road roomie is Jack Phibbs.
Got it.
Funny, Phibbs asked me that. Yeah, best road roomie ever. He's got a couple good jokes. He's telling me he's pretty funny.
Your Wi-Fi is taking a hit here, eh?
Mine?
Yeah, it's better now though.
Yeah, you're chilling.
Is it good now?
Yeah.
Just for a sec.
Okay.
Now, a highly skilled Saginaw player wants to know, why does your whole team cherry pick the whole game like in Timbits?
Who asked that one?
Big number 27.
I don't know. I didn't know we'd cherry pick that much. I mean, I thought it was just me, but I guess if our whole team does it, then I guess we got to change up our system a little bit. But I didn't think it was that bad.
Danny texted me last night. He goes, "Ask Othmann why they're always cherry picking. It's a goddamn joke out there. They don't even play hockey."
He was
chirping
your visor tilt, I think, too.
Danny, Yeah, if you face off against Danny ever again somewhere, if Danny makes his way back up the ranks or gets a double overage year, you might have to go him.
Oh, well, going back to my visor, I have like the smallest head ever. Like I need like an extra small helmet to fit my head, and then you can imagine with the large visor, it's not going to look too good. So I have to tilt it up a bit to get decent sty. But I mean, I can fully understand the chirp there. It's brutal on my head.
Okay. So he's respecting Danny's chirp. He'll be happy to know that
Yeah.
you respected that.
How's the sty now with the flow? I know you didn't have the flow last year in the O, but are you gonna keep it going into next year? Is it just a COVID can't get a haircut thing?
No, I may just keep it. I mean, you can't even go out and get a haircut. So I may just keep it and just go on with it and see how I do, and then just go from there. But I mean, it looks pretty good right now with the visor on. Not so good with the cage on. It's brutal, but
Yeah.
with the visor, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Otter's he's in his room every day checking. He puts the helmet on, checks in the mirror, just making sure it's good.
You got the protractor out measuring the angle of the visor tilt, making sure it's perfect.
Couple mirror selfies maybe with the Bucky on. Let him know.
Oh,
couple
man.
snapshots go out for sure.
Yeah. Do you have any dream purchases you want to make after you sign out your first show deal?
I don't. I just want to get a new car. That's probably it. I drive a Fiat right now, a red Fiat, so it fits two people. So I probably just want to buy a new car, but that's pretty much it.
You need a back seat, eh?
Yeah, seriously, it's brutal. I can't even get the hockey gear in there.
Yeah, the hockey gear in the backseat, sure.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I ask is our partners at Gavin Hockey Well Specialists believe that your goals matter. After hundreds of early morning practices and countless hours on the ice or in the gym, you truly earned your success and you deserve to enjoy it. For over 20 years, the team at Gavin has assisted professional hockey players with setting goals and, more importantly, providing them with a game plan to achieve them. Whether it's a house, a car with a back seat, a cottage, or even supporting your family, it's all within reach when you partner with a pro, and you can check them out at gavingroup.ca.
I'll hop in with some fan questions now because the overwhelming amount and Rask can't handle them. So
I can't read.
What part of your game do you think you need to improve on before making the step to the next level?
I think the 200-foot game. I think that D zone needs to get much better. I think my offensive game is pretty good, but my D zone needs to get up and evolve that into a 200-foot game.
Going back to the U18s again, another question. Somebody asked, how was it playing with Connor Bedard? Obviously, one of the best talents coming through in a generation, but like he kind of looks almost as good as Shane, or maybe even better down the road. But what are your thoughts on playing with him?
Yeah, no, Bedsy's a good character guy. He's pretty funny. I mean, he's only 15 years old, which is pretty unbelievable, but he scored some highlight reel goals out there. He can make some highlight reel plays. We still can't believe he did tried to do the Michigan there against Sweden, I think it was, or the Czech Republic. It was unbelievable. And he's a good guy. We call him a little fat kid because he's got a little trunk on him, but he's also a good guy though, and he's pretty funny.
That's awesome. Because I saw Clarky calling him Chubster too. So you boys were giving it to him a bit about that.
Oh yeah, we call him the little fat kid whenever we saw him.
That's good. That's good stuff. How was your experience at the Brick tournament?
Oh, that was it's a long time ago. It was pretty good. We had a really good team, some good guys on there, a couple draft eligible guys coming up here now, and lots of fun. We did a three-peat there, so yeah, it was really good.
All right, and a live question that just came in actually, and this is a guy. He texted me actually. He goes, "What did Pigeon Othmann have to say?" And I just laughed. I go, "It's we're live right now. What do you want to say to him?" And he asks about your sugar eating habits and your love for milkshakes. And this one is courtesy of Jake Durham.
Oh, of Cat. Oh, I have no clue what he's talking about the sugar eating. McCourt and I do love ourselves a good milkshake here and there, but I don't know what Cat's talking about the sugar problem there. I have no idea.
And the Dirt Cat's always spewing stuff up too. I mean, that guy was part of the reason that the Flint Seg was such a heated rivalry, just because Dirt Cat was running his mouth to every person he could find. He was getting abused himself out there, but he's a good guy. Who was your hockey idol growing up?
Well, I think my hockey idol and guy I love watching is obviously Sidney Crosby. Just a good player and knows how to play the game. And He's pretty decent at hockey too. So I think that he was a good guy to look up to and a good guy to watch over the years.
Yeah, not the worst hockey player ever. And
No.
our last one here, Connor Donaldson asks, why does your dad make us do the 1 minute drill?
The 1 minute drill, that was invented back when I was playing with the Marlies with the O2s there. And Richard Power was our coach. And he would put us on the goal line and just go hard as we can, 6 lengths of the ice in under a minute. And it's just basically for conditioning. And so it's like down, back, down, back, down, back. And you have to do that under a minute. If not, then you got to do it again. So we were doing that when we were like 12 years old. So none of us made it. But yeah, that's just the reason why we do it, just for conditioning.
Yeah, just a battle out there. But that pretty much does it for questions and all that we had jotted down. Rask, you got anything more to add here?
I just got one quick question that came to mind since you mentioned your dad there. But was your dad your coach growing up, being like a good hockey player himself? Did he coach you?
No, my dad never coached me. I think he coached me in like a house league for like a year or two, but I was never coached by him in rep hockey.
Okay. Was he playing pro while you were still growing up, or was he done?
No, he finished when I was born in Switzerland.
Okay, cool. I mean, yeah, just want to say before we kind of wrap it up, I mean, I already texted you about it, but we're going to send you an Axel watch. Got mine here. They're always looking good. You'll be looking good. So yeah, Axel watches, axelwatch.com for the listeners. And, I really appreciate you coming on. We both appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. I know we'll be keeping an eye on the NHL draft, and maybe we'll have you on after the draft too. And we talk about it. Maybe you and Cards can play in Seattle together. That's kind of the plan.
Yeah, we already got that one mapped out. So yeah, that'd be cool. And yeah, no, thanks Otter for coming on. Appreciate it. And yeah, we'll definitely catch up here after the draft, and best of luck going into the draft here soon.
Yeah, no, thanks guys. I appreciate you guys reaching out and doing this.
I want to thank Brennan Othmann for that. That was a funny one. Good guy, man. He was funny. So what do you think of that?
Yeah, no, he's a good kid. I've known him for a while, growing up in the same area, and a little bit of bad blood, as everyone heard about, to start the hockey season in his first year, kind of giving it to him.
Actually,
yeah,
I want to jump in. So for the listeners, because this was before the recording started, but so I texted Othman saying that Cardsy, I said that you hate him, and I texted Cardsy that Othman hates you. So Oth comes on the call and he's like, Cardsy, I don't hate you, by the way. Like, I don't know what's going on.
he's a good kid, and that's what I referenced before too. When we gave each other a little stick tap, I was like, it's all fun and games. So not gonna hurt each other.
It was funny though, because I didn't know you guys had that battle. I was just trying to stir the pot and make it funny by saying you guys hated each other, but then you actually might have had a reason to. So I think because he was like upset, he was texting me like, no, I don't hate him, and I was like, yeah, he knows, I'm just joking, type of thing. But it was funny. I was just trying to stir the pot, and there was actually a reason that it could be true. So that was pretty jokes.
Yeah, that was a funny funny text when I got that on. I was laughing. I knew exactly why that might have been a thing, but no, all cooler heads prevailed at the end of that game, and it was all good moving forward to the rest of the year. But
yeah, what do you got going on for the rest of the week, Cards?
Well, some big news by the Ontario government. So it's Monday today, and they said on Tuesday, 18 plus are going to be opened up to get vaccines. So I'm super excited about that. We'll see. We'll know next week when I'm vaccinated how I'm feeling, and I'll be on the same level as you, and hopefully be feeling good. So my goal is to get it myself this shot before the long weekend, and then enjoy the long weekend in the sun.
The one thing is, like, yeah, they open it up, everyone's eligible, but I don't know how many vaccines they have. I know I was eligible like a month before I even got mine, but I couldn't book an appointment. And I know there's a lot more vaccines now, but that might
there's a huge dose. I think like 4.5 million doses coming to Canada, to be honest with you, and I think Ontario's getting 2 million. So I think we're looking good on that front, honestly. One thing I'm super excited about, and I know we had some good hockey talk today. What do you think?
Yeah, no, we were saying like we don't do the hockey talk too much, and maybe we should. So, I mean, with the playoffs now, I think we'll be getting into it a little more. Maybe as things get spicier, we'll maybe get some debates in here, Cards, between us. But especially if maybe we see a Toronto-Pittsburgh later on. So
yeah, we met definitely. And
yeah, but no, it was good. It was fun to actually talk hockey kind of for once.
Yeah, we normally just have the interview and some funny stories, but no, we are knowledgeable. We do know a little bit about hockey for the people who are calling us out. on TikTok and Instagram. So, but other than that, man, I'm super excited. Hopefully I can get my vaccine and be able to kick back, watch the NHL playoffs, which is sure to be a dandy, and the PGA Championship, which is also this week. I know we talked about the Masters in a little bit of depth, and you're getting into golf a little bit, and you may have a favorite player now. So do you mind to elaborate on your pick for this week's PGA Championship?
Yeah, it's pretty much a no-brainer that Will Zalatoris is going to win. No, I love him, man. He's funny. He seems like a great dude too. I actually listened to an interview with him on the Foreplay Pod. You know that podcast?
Yeah.
He was on there and I listened to it. So I actually like him. I'm learning about him and his personality. He seems like a great dude. So not only is he a great golfer, but I actually like him. And yeah, he's my favorite. So therefore he's going to win.
Okay. So I guess my pick doesn't really matter because Zalatoris is already winning. But my thought, I'm going to go with Schauffele. I picked him as a sleeper in the Masters.
Yeah,
he was great there. Schauffele's always a good player. I'm not counting out Spieth too. He's been trending in the right direction ever since he won and weeks before that. So just pulling for Spieth, obviously, but no, I think Schauffele's my pick for this week. But other than that, I think.
Well, I do want to say while we're on the golf topic before we wrap it up, we are still planning on doing these, whatever we're gonna call them, golf videos with guys like Perfetti, Byfield. I know Tyler Tucker and Ethan Keppen, I think, want to do one with us. So we're going to get some golf content when it's open, if it's open. Who knows, man? I don't know. But that's something I'm really looking forward to, especially even just getting back on the course. But
yeah,
stay tuned for those. That's going to be sick.
I can't wait. You're going to have to buy me some Voltaren or something because I know you'll be on my back that whole round. But no, man, that'll be fun. I can't wait.
You know what? I mean, we can talk about it on here while we're live. I was thinking the way we should do it is alternate shot, instead of like best ball type of thing. Cause then you're going to play every shot. I might not even my shot won't even matter all game. You know how alternate shot works, right?
No.
So it's like, let's say we're on the first hole.
Rask, I've played competitive golf since I was 12. I know what alternate
you look
shot is.
Lost out there, bro. But don't you think that'd be good? Cause then I actually my shot actually matters. Otherwise it's literally going to be you playing against them type of thing.
Yeah, that would be good. Or we can either do alternate shot or play with handicaps, and then you play your ball out, I play my ball out. Say you get a stroke on a hole, you make a 5, it counts as a 4 for our team. So either way, we'll figure it out. It'll be a lot of fun. It may be a dandy, like I said before. It'll be a dandy out there, a good battle. But with that being said, that wraps up our episode for this week. I'm going to put Raskin on the spot and give him my outro for the week. What do you have, Rask?
All right, I'll try to do my cards impression. But yeah, we're going to keep putting out good content for you guys as long as you guys keep listening and supporting us. We love all you guys, and we're going to come back to you next week with a good one. So stay safe, everybody. Have a good week. See you later.